your girl, Michelle D.I., Mrs. Divine Intervention herself. To all my helper bees out there, you know who you are. Those that are always helping everyone else and neglecting yourself. Yes, boo, look in the mirror. I'm talking to you. Here to let you know God has not forgotten about you. I've been sent on divine assignment. It's time for reflections choosing me guilt free. That means 30 minutes for your mind, your body, spirit, and emotions. And don't act like you don't have time. You have time for everyone and everything else. Sit back and relax because if you're here, that means this show is for you or it's for someone you know. But most likely, it's for both of y'all. Deep breaths, love. Let's go. Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Michelle Allen Franklin. Yes, Mrs. Michelle D.I. Why? You know, boo, for divine intervention, honey, because there are no coincidences in this world. Only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl's going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. And family, you know if you're hearing my voice, it is Monday, boo, 1 o'clock, and we are on the radio, honey. Your girl is always so grateful. I don't take it for granted. I'm grateful for this opportunity. Family, I am talking about a subject today that is, it's kind of sensitive, maybe a little bit, because it makes me feel like, some of kids I have watched that have suffered unnecessarily, and so I just think it's just a very important subject to talk about. And so I'm thinking about this one because your girl, y'all know I'm in therapy. Your girl talk about it all the time. If I tell you to go, you know I'm going, right? I'm not doing anything that I don't say to do for you guys to do, right? So I'm in therapy, and my therapist has been telling me for a period of time that she feels like I have ADD. She keeps telling me I have all these classic symptoms of adult adult I'm saying adult attention deficit disorder. I'm like, let me get it out. My mind is going too fast. Okay. Adult attention deficit disorder. And so I'm like, okay, because she is the professional. I got tested a few years ago. Y'all have heard me talk about this. That's how I found out I had PTSD. They said, no, she don't have that, but she has this. And so I was like, okay. But come to find out, they actually did not test me for when she went back and looked at the files, because she keeps saying it. I'm just sure. Let me call this doctor back and ask them. So, nevertheless, we are here and getting ready. I have a special guest today that is going to be with me today. It is my big cousin. Brandon Payton is with me today, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
My big cousin is here with me today. One, I thought, when I look back over his journey and we talked and had so many conversations, and we talk about things that our boys have gone through. I have so many friends too, actually, that talk about knowing that they have attention deficit, but was not ever officially diagnosed. And so I just feel like this is a conversation to have, because a lot of our kids, our boys, were labeled bad boys, right? Just bad boys. And were they really bad though? Because back in the day, we really didn't have. No one was paying attention to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? No one was paying attention to it. And so, Brandon, welcome.
Hey, I'm happy to be here today.
I'm happy to have you, guys. I'm happy to have you. So we're going to talk today about adult attention deficit and ADHD. And the only difference between the one is that the ADD doesn't have the hyperactivity, right? and the ADHD does. That's what the H is. So we're talking about the signs that was missed and the steps that you can take. Okay, so this is the thing. Have you ever walked into a room, forgot why you went there, started another task, then got distracted by something else, and then suddenly it's midnight?
That's the story of my life. That was the story of my life. Yeah.
I feel like, when
Yeah.
I looked at the symptoms, I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? Yes. And this is the thing about this too, is that it's so vague, right? That it can be confused. You'll just think, oh, I'm tired, right? Or, I'm just doing a lot. So it says that's not just a busy mind for some adults, it is undiagnosed ADD or ADHD that's been there since childhood. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I said that's not just a busy mind. For some adults, it's undiagnosed ADD or
Mhm.
ADHD that's been there since childhood. So today, this is what we're talking about. So we're gonna just go into some core signs, and I'm gonna see what do you think about it if this is some things that you experience. Okay, so some of the core symptoms often show up differently in adults than kids, and so focus and attention is one. So that means you're just easily distracted. Starting projects, rarely finishing.
Mhm.
Difficulty focusing during conversations or meetings. Forgetting important details or instructions. What would you say, Brandon?
The last three you just spoke of, that described me as a child.
Speak right into
That
that.
described me as a child coming up, easily distracted, projects rarely finished,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yes.
the hyper,
Pull it up.
the hyper was everything to me. I
Yeah.
was just so hyper about everything.
Yes.
Uh, I constantly was punished because I couldn't sit down. I
Yeah.
couldn't be still.
Yeah.
Church.
Yeah.
Oh, in church you gotta act a certain way. And to get me to sit still in an hour, 30 minute, 2 hour long church, no, I'm gonna be punished about 3 or 4 times. You understand? So
Yes.
it was a constant battle as a child to just
Just be still.
they would say be good. You
Yeah. Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
And the to be adult now,
Mm-hmm.
adult in my 20s and 30s and 40s with being so hyper, it was I had to find out what was wrong. I really thought it was just I don't know. I used to think, well, you crazy
Yeah.
because I had all this energy and I just couldn't focus on one thing.
Didn't know what to do with all of that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So man, and being the place I was, that was that was not that was not a positive setting
Yeah.
to have that disorder. And
Yeah.
I suffered there also, because
Yeah.
it constantly got me into conflicts with people. You
Yeah.
understand? And hey,
I could just imagine, and I mean, we're laughing, but at the same time, it is something imagining about being in church,
mhm,
right? And how many little boys have we known to be just bouncing and moving and having to do, and just couldn't quite keep still
right,
and just undiagnosed. And I want to say this because our community is so huge about don't get them babies, no, don't put them babies on that medicine and and
right,
all of this and that. And the one thing that I know for sure is medication is not for everyone, but I do know that it does help. One thing is to just knowing the signs and the symptoms. When my baby girl Marley was younger, she was not hyper, but it was the focus. Marley would been in school since she was 3 years old,
mhm,
pre-K 3. And this baby would be in class and she just bust out in a song. I will never forget going to the PTA, going to one of the meetings, and her teacher said, I'll be teaching. And she just started singing, This girl is on fire. I was like, girl, no, you can't do
right,
that in the class. Or it was the focus because Marley is an artist, she loves to draw. And so Marley would be doodling all the time, and so they had to make a deal with her to, okay, they would give her a set amount of time at the end of class. If you focus now, then so it is understanding and knowing. And so now it's kind of more accepted and people know, and it's testing and everything, and it's in the schools. But when you were coming up
Oh,
and you are 50, what?
I'm 53 now.
53.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was no hope for you, baby.
No, bad. That's all of you. A bad little boy.
Yeah.
You bad.
Yeah.
Got the devil in you.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're going on to organization and time. So chronic lateness, struggling to prioritize tasks, cluttered spaces, digital chaos, too many tabs open. Like now you got I have like 1,000 tabs open at the same time. The chronic lateness, I feel like I always think in my mind, I'm always doing so much. Like I'm trying to fit it all in. So even like I'll think about if I have to go to work, I'll go do something in the morning. I'll do something in mid-afternoon. I'll try to get a nap in. And then it's like I'm trying to cram all this in. If I have to go to church on Sunday in the morning, I wake up, I'm doing, I got to do this podcast stuff. So I got to edit the videos, and then I got to maybe do some paperwork stuff. And then I got to do this. And then I got to get ready for church. You know what I mean? Like it's all of this, like you're trying to cram all of these things. That's struggling to prioritize your task. And some people are like, well, why can't you just do it another time or another day? Well, in my head, I have time. Do you feel like that too?
Right,
like you just feel like I have time. Like don't give me 10 minutes in between something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do something with that little bit of time. Impulse and being impulsive, blurting things out without thinking, impulsive spending or decision making, trouble waiting your turn in conversation. I had to learn that too.
I had to learn. being so impulsive.
Yeah.
I had to learn. Just being so impulsive. I had to learn that, control that. At a 40-year-old man. Just imagine just being so impulsive throughout your 20s and 30s. And you don't learn to control it until you're in your 40s.
Yeah. We got you into some trouble.
Right. A lot of trouble.
Yeah. Right. And that's the thing too, is a lot of our boys are locked up, right? Because of this impulsive behavior.
Right.
It's like you're not thinking, you just respond. And it is being very intentional about, again, acknowledging and looking at these signs, because like you said, we're not born quote unquote bad.
No, we're not.
You know what I mean? And most of the people that I feel like that I know for sure that are quote unquote bad have been misunderstood, or there's been some other things going on, like this undiagnosed ADHD, that we didn't know what to do with. And even now, it's still such stigma wrapped around it. Like I said, it's so much. When I found out Marley had ADD, that was the first thing people were saying to me. Don't you put that girl on medication? Don't drug that baby up. But what I know for sure, and what Marley has said to me is, Mama, it helps me. It helps her to focus. She does better in school. She's a straight A student. But she's a straight A student because she can focus. Right. In class. When she doesn't have the medicine, it does. It kind of gives her this scatter, what to do first or what to do. She gets kind of hyper fixated on some things. And so what do you think as far as school and
as far as school was concerned, horrible. Yeah. I couldn't focus.
Yeah.
I could not focus. Elementary, I was beat into focusing. So
you was beat into focusing.
Yeah, I was beat into. So during the elementary time in my 6th and 7th grade year, I was basically punished, to focus. Then,
which does not help you to focus. Let's be clear.
No, it doesn't.
It makes it worse.
Right.
Yeah.
So finally, high school, I was just on my own. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got by ninth and 10th grade because I was an athlete and I was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far as grades went, I was horrible because I couldn't focus.
And not
And
because you wasn't smart. It
no,
was
no,
just you
no, no.
didn't have the
Right.
tools.
And until in my 40s, when I finally I was diagnosed with ADHD. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to have to teach myself
Yeah.
to focus, to stop being so impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
So once I started reading books on it and I started practicing some of the things that I was reading, I was
Yeah.
able to get in college.
Wow.
AB student in college.
Yeah.
I received 2 degrees,
Yes.
microcomputer
Yes.
application and a
Yes.
business administration degree, two
Wow.
associates,
Yeah.
and this was because I was diagnosed and I was able to do something with myself,
Yes.
and hey, it's ADHD. These are some serious conditions,
Yeah.
and hey, our children, our young men, our young girls,
Mm-hmm.
if they have this condition, they need help.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
nothing to be ashamed of,
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
And hey, like I said, hey, 2 degrees,
Yeah.
right?
That's amazing, honey.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Then you have the last sign is emotional regulation. So quick frustration or irritability. Feeling overwhelmed easily, restlessness or difficulty relaxing. And see, these all of these signs, they are, congruent with grief, they're congruent with depression, they're congruent with some mental illness. And so it is. And then again, if you're just tired, you can have all of these. And so it is very vague. And so these are very, very important to pay attention to. If you're happening and you're having these any of these symptoms. So let me go into this. ADHD in kids isn't always the hyper kid bouncing off the walls. These are some common miss signs. So quiet daydreaming, zoning out in class, but not disruptive. So the teacher kind of overlooks it because they're not interrupting the class, right? More common in girls is misread as shy or lazy. Coping mechanisms, the smart kids who coast by without studying. So struggles don't show until later. That's me. I didn't have to study to really pass a test. I had to study a little bit when I got older, but especially in middle school, grade school, I can pass those tests. I was I was always on honor roll. Every semester I really did coast by. So that's why too, when she said this to me, I was like, well, but I do remember that I had to sit up in the front, or I had to be close to the front. When I'm looking back on the little things that I just automatically did, I couldn't sit in the back of the class because I couldn't focus back there. All the kids was back there playing. Probably the undiagnosed ADHD babies was in the back of the class playing. I couldn't sit back there. I had to sit in the front, or towards the front to be able to focus with the teacher. Overachievers, masking symptoms with perfectionism. That's classic me. That's classic right there. That is classic. Cultural and family factors, parents interrupting behaviors as bad habits, interpreting behaviors as bad habits or an attitude instead of a brain-based child. Like you're just thinking with another part of your brain. I tell my Marley all the time, baby, your brain is special. The way she comes up with things, the way she even thinks and processes things, the way that you come up with things, the work that you're doing with the wood and the art and all that your brain is different. Like you are so gifted. And so it's just amazing to me how, just a little shift in time and what a little knowledge will do for a generation of people that are coming up instead of this generation of people like in your generation that may have suffered, and a lot of the kids I know in Baltimore, a lot of those babies dropped out of school. They just stopped going because it's hard, right? And then you feel like no one cares anyway. And so mental health not discussed openly. This is part of the culture, right? And so these patterns go undressed. Knowledge is power. But just like you said, applied knowledge Man, that's endless. That's endless possibility right there, what you can do with applied knowledge. So we're running out of time a little bit. So we're gonna go into what can we do now. One is get a professional assessment, right?
Right.
See a psychologist or a psychiatrist that is able to diagnose you with the ADHD and ADD. That's what you did. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
My test is coming.
I had to find out what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people, they just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they drink their way, they drug their way through it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a terrible cycle to be caught in.
Surely.
You know, I just knew something that energy, that impulsiveness. I just knew it wasn't right.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I really I sought help.
I'm so proud of you for that, especially to go your whole life. You said until your 40s.
Yeah, 40s.
You done went your whole life suffering in silence, is what I call it. You know what I mean? So you just struggling. You thinking something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
It was
like you said,
I thought it was something wrong.
Yeah.
I used to hear people say, "Hey, man, that dude crazy."
Yeah.
They would say, "Yeah, that dude crazy." They wouldn't even want to deal with me.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, "No, I ain't crazy. I'm sitting over there crazy. I'm not crazy."
Right.
Yeah. But everyone was saying that dude's crazy. That dude is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that was hurtful at times.
I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure to have this judgment. And you trying to figure out, man, I know something's not right, but you can't really figure out what it is by yourself.
Right.
You know, and so again, reaching out, seeing a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Nowadays, these type of testings are done in the school. So that's a blessing. If you think your child, has ADD or ADHD, they will test them in the schools. And then as adults, you can get a referral. You know, most of the insurance, like my insurance is covering it 100%. Right. So most of the times the insurance will cover it 100%. So check with your insurance. This is what can we do now? Lifestyle and daily strategy. So using a timer and reminders for tasks. Baby, I'm telling you right now, if it's not on my schedule, if I don't put it in there when somebody said it's not happening. And I literally thought that was part of the depression because I, went through that phase after Big Mama and my stepfather passed away, which is a sign as well to just be forgetful and everything before to linger this long. You know what I mean? And I'm still in a better place, but I still have to put I better.
Right.
It's not happening. If I told you I was going to do something and didn't get done, I promise you it's not because I didn't want to do it. It's because I forgot. You know what I mean? It's like it's there and then it's gone. Breaking projects into smaller steps. I definitely have to do this. I feel overwhelmed. Do you feel like when it's time to do something, how you feel?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. You know the hyper is still in me.
Yeah.
And once I start a project, it's gonna get done.
You gonna do it.
Yeah. It's gonna get, and this is the sad part about the hyperness. Even once you complete it, you still want something to do.
You want to do something else.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Your mind is going. You going. Keeping important items in one place. Man, when I tell you I lost my keys yesterday. And that is because I didn't put them where I normally put them. It's been 20 minutes.
Everything goes in my drawer.
Yeah.
Everything. As soon as I get in my room, everything comes out my pocket. Everything I need for the next day, it goes in my drawer.
That's smart.
Right.
Keep it in one place. And decluttering to reduce distractions. I'm still working on the decluttering. That's a problem for me. It's just the cluttering. It's driving me up the wall. Medical therapy and options. These are some things that we can do now. Medical therapy and options. Again, medication may not be for everyone, but it does help people. You know what I mean? It does help. And so talk to your doctor about it. Don't just try to make a decision by yourself. And then, of course, you can do your own research. Dr. Google is on there. You can do your research about, and YouTube, you can do your research about any and everything. But go to the medical sites. It's drugs.com, where you can get information and it'll give you. We talk about this all the time, guys. Cognitive behavioral therapy, that's CBT therapy for focus and planning skills. that CBT therapy is life changing. It gives you a different way to look at the way that you've been doing things. That's so frustrating, and it gives you a plan and kind of lays it out. The last one is support systems. Don't try to do this by yourself. Because like Brandon said, you have all these feelings and you'll be feeling some kind of way, people talking crazy about you. So you don't really want to ask no questions, But don't try. You are not alone. Best believe there are support groups, online communities now for any and everything. Actually, you can Facebook group ADHD and I promise you it'll be multiple groups around. And then just having an accountability partner, right? Somebody that's working alongside of you so you know that you're not by yourself. And so as we have been talking in all of our series this summer, understanding that you are not broken.
Mm-hmm. So true. So true.
Right? Mm-hmm. Your brain is just wired differently. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
And for me, I feel like you guys have this special gift. Like I said, you see things differently. You and my Marley and the artist skills is just ridiculous. The way you turn nothing into something, mm-hmm. Both of y'all, it's amazing. And it's a gift. And so in the wiring is creativity, resilience, and an out-of-the-box thinker. Baby, God didn't create y'all. He didn't create us to be, we're different. We're different. And I'm saying that's okay. Right?
It's okay.
Isn't that something to feel like, when you're a child, it was something for you to be embarrassed about and then to understand and know how God works? Mm-hmm. Won't he Romans 8:28 that thing, baby? He'll turn that good to bad and to crazy, baby. He works it out, don't he?
Right.
I love it.
I teach the young people that I encounter now, I tell them it's their superpower.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, it is.
Don't be ashamed of your superpower.
Don't be ashamed of your superpower. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. This scripture, Psalms 139:14, sums it up. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm. Amen.
We wrapping up, boo. That 30 minutes go by fast, y'all. I'm telling you right now, this is part 1 with my big cousin Brandon. I'm so happy and proud of him, y'all. I can't even tell it all. I can't even tell it all. You have any last thoughts for the people while we're wrapping up?
Don't write the children off.
There it is.
Get them help. Get them mm-hmm. help. Get them help. Get them help. I think about my childhood. I can't complain because I had a great childhood, despite the things I was going through personally. And if these talks and this information, and if this information would have been there, I think things would have been different for me later on in life.
They would have been very different. Yeah.
Now's the time to help one of those children that has these conditions, and everybody that wrote off is just bad or mm-hmm. just being devilish or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I ask you, please get them help.
Get them help. And so our last call to action, I want to invite all my listeners to think back to your childhood. What signs do you see now that maybe nobody noticed then? And what's one small change you can make this week to support your focus and your peace of mind? Share this with anybody that you know has been struggling, family. And y'all know how your girl do. We'll see you next week.
Y'all take care.
Divine intervention. Thank you for tuning in to Reflections Choosing Me Guilt Free with your girl, Miss Michelle D.I. Every week, we will have the uncomfortable but necessary conversations as it relates to your mind, your body, your spirit, and emotions. You've suffered long enough. It's time to break free. So join me every Monday at 1 p.m. right here on KGLD Radio, where you can fill your spirit with gospel all day long. See you next week.